This is a DILR set from CAT 2020 Slot 2 paper, and as you can see on my screen, I believe everybody can see the screen. Just confirm by typing in WhatsApp group, because here I have muted everyone. So because I'm recording this session, so I have muted everyone. So I would suggest that just buzz me on WhatsApp so that I'll know that you are able to see my screen. Okay. So as I have said, this is from CAT 2020, and I would like to mention a fact that this year's CAT papers will be set by IIM Indore, and CAT 2020 was the last paper which was set by IIM Indore. So this makes this 2020 paper even more important, right? So we will start with the set. The Humanities Department of a college is planning to organize 8 seminars, one for each of the 8 doctoral students A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. 4 of them are from economics, 3 from sociology, and 1 from anthropology department. So 8 students are there, and 8 seminars will be organized. And then the next is their subject-wise or department-wise division. So 4 from economics plus 3 from sociology and 1 from anthropology. Straight away when I read this line, it looks like it will be arrangement, sequencing, and little bit of logical reasoning kind of set. So we will read further, but this this sort of sense also you need to have when you are reading a set, right? So you are looking for arrangement and sequencing in this set. So we'll read ahead. Each student is guided by one among P, Q, R, S, and T. So this is additional piece of information. Guides. There will be 5 guides. 8 students, 5 guides, and the students are divided in uh, departments. 2 students are guided by each of P, R, T, while one student is guided by Q and S. By each Q and S, each student is guided by a guide belonging to their department. Okay, so there is subject-wise distribution and guide-wise distribution of students. 8 seminars will be there. This is what we know. Each seminar is to be scheduled in one of 4 consecutive 30-minute slots, starting at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m., and 10:30 a.m. So 4 slots are there, and each slot will be 30-minute slot. Duration will be 30 minutes. So 4 slots will be 9 to 9:30 a.m. and then 9:30 to 10 a.m., 10 to 10:30 a.m. And last one will be 10:30 to 11 a.m. So far so good. More than one seminar can be scheduled in a slot provided the guide is free. Okay. Only 3 rooms are available. Another constraint is introduced, which is rooms are available. Only 3 rooms are available, and hence, at the most, 3 seminars can be scheduled in a slot. So maximum 3 seminars in one slot. There can be two, there can be one in a slot, but not more than three. Students who are guided by the same guide must be scheduled in consecutive slots. Okay, so if a guide, suppose P is guiding in first slot, then P will guide in second slot also, right? If P is guiding in second slot, then P will guide in third slot also. So likewise, it will be, consecutive slots, the guide must be there. Right? So students who are guided by same guide must be scheduled in consecutive slots. So everything, whatever we have read, we will just capture this, right? So 8 students are there and they are divided subject wise. This is what we have read first. So subject wise, it will be like economics, there will be four, sociology three, and anthropology one. This is subject wise distribution of students. Then there is guide. So who will be guiding whom? This is what they have given. So P will guide two students, R will guide two, T will guide two, and Q and S, each of them will guide one. Right? So this is what we have captured so far. The following additional facts are also known. So these additional facts we can come to later, right? So initially we will just make a structure, a format, or a table wherein we can put this information, whatever we have captured, and then we will see if we will go with additional facts and try to fill out the missing information. So I believe this kind of approach makes sense. So this is the table you can see on your screen now. So slots are there, four slots, three rooms, student guide and department. So when you are reading a set, you should also, while reading, uh, you should have an idea, like what sort of structure I have to deal with, or what kind of matrix it will be, and how many different groups are there. How many different groups are there? Like room is one constraint. Then there are students, guide and department and four slots. So this is what the table can look like, right? Now we will read each additional piece of information one by one, and we'll try to fill out this table as much as we can. But first, just capture whatever we know. So we know how students are divided guide wise, and we know how students are divided subject wise. So this is what we have captured, and slots we know there are four slots, right? So first, additional information. Seminars by students from economics are scheduled in each of the four slots. So in every slot there will be at least one economics. There will be one economics seminar. A's, you will just note this, right? I mean, in every slot, economics seminar will be there. In first, second, third, fourth, economic seminar must be there as per the first information. Second, ACE is the only seminar that is scheduled at 10 a.m. A is guided by R. So A is scheduled at 10 a.m. Right? A is guided by R. Department, we don't know which department A belongs to. Right? So we will keep it blank, right? And we will move to the next information. And it is also saying the second information also saying that this is the only seminar. ACE is the only seminar. So in this slot, third slot, there will not be any other seminar, right? There will not be any other seminar because it is clearly saying that ACE is the only seminar that is scheduled at 10. This is the only one seminar which is scheduled. There is no other seminar. So we will just cancel that part out. And third information is F is anthropology student whose seminar is scheduled at 10:30 a.m. So we can capture this as well, right? 10:30 F and department we know anthropology. Who is guiding F that we are yet to know. So we will keep it as it is. We'll keep it blank. Okay. So this much I believe we are just filling out things, right? The seminar of sociology student is scheduled at 9. This also we can fill out. So 9 a.m. is sociology seminar. Right? Student we don't know, guide we don't know. So let it be. B and G are both sociology students whose seminars are scheduled in the same slot. The seminar of economics student who is guided by T is also scheduled in the same slot. So B and G are in the same slot, and guide P is also uh, in the same slot with B and G. So there should be like three. There should be three slots. Right? I mean, the slot which has room for three seminars only can occupy these three, and that slot is slot number two, 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. All other slots already have one seminar, right? First slot is having sociology, second slot some seminar is there, third slot is also like one seminar is scheduled. So second slot is the only slot where we can accommodate three seminars at a time. So B and G and T will come in which slot? Second slot. Right? B and G are both sociology students whose seminars are scheduled in the same slot. So they are sociology students. This also we can capture, and the seminar of economics student who is guided by T. So third, in room 3, there will be in room 3 guide T, and a subject will be economics, right? Because the economics student who is guided by T is also scheduled in the same slot. So three seminars we can put here only in second slot, and this is what exactly we have done. P, who is guiding both B and C, has students scheduled in first two slots. So here we know that P is guiding B. Right? In second slot, you can see B is there in room 1. So P will be this guide, and C, C will be also guided by P, and it is mentioned that they are in first two slots. So C will come here and P will come here. P will be guide. B and C are sociology students and they will be in first and second slot. So we have fulfilled this condition also, and this is what our table looks like now. So last piece of information, A and G are scheduled in two consecutive slots. So yes, they are already in consecutive slots. So we need not have to worry about it. Now we know that the first information says that in every seminars by students from economics are scheduled in each of the four slots. So in every slot there will be one economics seminar, right? In third slot, this is the only seminar. You look at third slot, ACE is the only seminar, so that will be economics seminar. In first slot there will be an economics seminar, and in fourth slot also there will be an economics seminar. In second slot there is already an economics seminar. So in first slot economics, second slot room 3 economics seminar, third slot room 1 economics seminar, and fourth slot there will be another economics seminar in room 2. So now we are done with first piece of information also, and here comes the logical reasoning part. The logical reasoning part. So logical reasoning, as in we were told that economics four students are there, sociology three students are there, anthropology one student is there. So anthropology one we have, right? Sociology three we know, and economics we know that A is an economics student, right? So this is what we can capture. Economics is economics four students, among which A we know, sociology three BCG, and anthropology one F. So remaining is B, E, and H. So they will be economic students, right? B, E, and H are remaining. Economics has four students, so they will be economic students only. All right. So D, E, H will come in first slot, D or E or H, or in last slot, D or E or H in room 2, or in second slot in room 2, D or E or H. They will be guided by T. So now, who are their guides? Who are their guides? R is guiding 2 and T is guiding 2. T is guiding 2, which we already know are B and C. R is guiding 2. So R is guiding A and R is from economics department. So R can come here and T is guiding economics. T can also come here in first slot as guide of D, E or H. So R and T, but R cannot be here because of the consecutive, because they have mentioned that the guide who is guiding in uh, first slot will guide in second slot also, right? The consecutive slots information that was there in the paragraph. So this makes it clear that T will be guiding in first slot because T is there in second slot. So consecutive slot condition is uh, fulfilled here, right? And R will be here in the last slot because R is there in third slot also in room 1. So this fulfills the consecutive slot requirement. Now we have R and T. Now remaining are Q and S. So Q and S will be either guiding anthropology student F, or they will be guiding G, right? So Q can guide G or Q can guide F, and also S can guide G or S can guide F. So this is the whole matrix that we have captured. Table information, you can say, is what is available with us. And now we can see what sort of questions are there, and we try to solve them, right? So before that, we will also just capture P is guiding B and C, S is S can guide F and G. This is what we have discussed right now, right? So R can guide two of them, and T can guide two of them. So we have captured them. Now we will start with the question, right? And we have just captured the table so that we can look into the table and probably answer the question. Which one of the following statements is true? Only one seminar is scheduled in second slot. No, in second slot there are three seminars, so this is not true. Three seminars are scheduled in last slot. Two seminars are scheduled in last slot, so this is also not true. Three seminars are scheduled in first slot. In first slot there are two seminars, so this is not true. Two seminars are scheduled in first slot. So yes, two seminars are there in first slot. So fourth option is correct. Right? Two seminars are there in first slot. Second question, who all are not guiding any economic student? Who all are not? Now not is there in caps, right? So who is not guiding economics? Certainly P, because sociology, P will be guiding sociology students. Then Q and S, Q will be guiding anthropology or sociology. So Q is definitely not guiding economics. And S can also not guide economics students because S will guide anthropology or sociology students. So P, Q and S. R and T will be guiding economics. Right? You can think it otherwise also. R and T are guiding economic students. So remaining P, Q and S are not guiding any economics. Okay. Third one, which of the following statement is necessarily true? Necessarily true means it cannot be uh, possibly true, or it might be true, not like that. And when it comes to necessarily true, be careful when there are cases like these D or E or H, Q or S. So here you have to be careful while answering this type of question because where there are cases, that particular statement might not be necessarily true. It might be true. It can be possibly true, but not necessarily, right? So be careful while dealing with such questions. A, Q is guiding G. Q is guiding G. Q can guide G or Q can guide F also, right? Or otherwise we can say Q can guide G or F can guide G also. So this one is not necessarily true. H is an economic student. Yes, H is definitely an economic student. So this is necessarily true. We'll read other options also. B is scheduled in first slot. B is scheduled in first slot. No, B is scheduled in second slot. So this is false. This is false. S is guiding by F. S is guiding F. S F can be guided by Q or S, right? Or S can guide G also, or S can guide F. This is also you can think. So again, if I talk about A, it can be, it might be true, right? It might be true. If I talk about D, it might be true. It can be possibly true. You can say A and D can be possibly true. C is definitely a false and necessarily false. You can say or definitely false. And B is necessarily true. Definitely true. So B is the answer. Okay. Now, last question. If D is scheduled in a slot later than Q, then which of the following statements are true? E and H are guided by T, G is guided by Q. So let's see where Q is scheduled. So Q is there in second slot and Q is there in fourth slot. So if D is to be scheduled after Q, so we can't schedule D after fourth slot, right? Q is there in fourth slot. So there is no fifth slot or there are no slots after 11 a.m. So we can't schedule D after fourth slot. So this one we have to consider, right? Q is scheduled in second slot, and D is there in fourth slot. So this is the one that they are talking about, right? So Q will be here for sure as per the condition. Q is scheduled earlier than D, or we can say D is scheduled later than Q. So Q will be here, S will not be here then, right? As per their condition in this question, S will not be here and Q will not be here in the fourth slot. So in second slot, Q will be there guiding G, right? And in fourth slot, S will be there guiding F. Clear? And D is definitely in fourth slot in room 2. So E and H will not be here and D will not be there in the first slot and second slot room 3 as well. Right? So E and H can be here in room 2 first slot or in room 3 second slot. So now we will check these statements are true or not. E and H are guided by T. Yes, E and H are guided by T. Right? You can see in first slot room 2 and second slot room 3 as well. E and H are guided by T only. Okay. So E can be either here in first slot room 2 or it can be here also in room 3. But definitely T is going to guide you. Definitely T is going to guide E and H also. H can be in same. H can be in first slot room 2 or H can be here in room 3. So E and H are definitely guided by T. This is true. G is guided by Q. G is guided by Q. This is also true. Right? G is guided by Q. So both 1 and 2 are true. If we will apply this condition, then definitely